What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I have a few unboxings to do for you guys. I have a little package coming in from JD for EDC in the Lefty Pass Around. I believe this is a Quiet Carry Drift LC, one of the new ones in LC 200N. A little bit of a redesign on the Drift. Really excited for that. And then I have a big package here. This comes in by the way of Rochambeau EDC. He is a fellow YouTuber. He's in our YouTube, unboxing groups and stuff like that. I believe his name is Kelly. Yes, his address is on here. Kelly over at Rochambeau EDC. I will leave links both to JD for EDC and Rochambeau EDC down below. But this package is coming in via Rochambeau EDC, but it is being provided by DNK Knives. Don over there, I got a package in from him. Oh, it's probably been a couple months by now, but I got to check out, I think, 4 knives. That was the package that I checked out: the Wii Elementum, the Giant Mouse Ace Clyde, the ZT 0357, one of the older ZT models, and then the PMP User 2. So Don actually reached out to me, and he had sent a bunch of new TACOM, it's TAKCOM, TACOM knives, and QSP knives to Rochambeau to check out. And he said that, he asked me if I wanted to check them out after him. So of course, love to check out some new stuff. So that is how they are here. I don't know, I think there's like 6 knives in here. And I don't know too much about what is in there, so I'm pretty excited for that one. But first things first, we're gonna unbox the Quiet Carry. Unboxing knife is the Tactile Knife Co. Golf Rockwall. I'm carrying this today because you guys can see I have a polo shirt on. Just got home from work a little bit ago, showered, and I am going golfing later with my future brother-in-law and one of my best friends. So I'm really excited about that. And I figured it's only natural to carry a golf ball themed knife when I'm golfing. A full review on this knife will be probably coming next week. I really like it. It fits my theme of just being really minimalistic. It's great in hand. I just love the golf ball milling. But there's one big qualm with this knife that I don't like, and I just wish the lock bar access was a little bit better. I don't think it's a big enough factor for me to, sell the knife, but it definitely does impede the fidgetability, in my opinion. After a while, it definitely hurts your thumb because you basically just have to shove it in there. And it's nice and, snappy detent and stuff like that, but that's just one, negative thing I think I have with this knife. Maybe the only negative thing I have with this knife, but be on the lookout for a full review of the golf wall, I think people are calling it. So we're going to break into this package. If I can untape or cut all the tape first, that would be awesome. But these came at the perfect time because earlier in the week I think I sent out 4 different knives that I had in. So I'm down to, I have 2 right now. I have the Vosteed Corsair and I have the Crispy Donut Community Chicago in. So this will give me some more loaners to check out and more content for the channel, which I'm excited for. So got some stickers. So there is Illuminati Ninja. He's also a fellow member of the YouTube Pass Around group on Instagram. Illuminati Ninja again. And then here are a few JD for EDC Have a Knife Day stickers. Here is the knife. Comes in a Quiet Carry box. COA seems to be popping out of there. You guys can see the design there is embossed onto the box. We will pop it out of here. Got some schmutz to deal with. Set the knife there. Basically just a lifetime warranty. Sorry, limited lifetime warranty card. Quiet Carries, for how nice the knives are, they are definitely, I don't want to say lacking in the knife department, in the, cannot talk today, in the packaging department. They're not, packaging isn't everything, but I feel like they're very similar to Spyderco, where they're just very, you get the knife in a foam box and it's a slide. And I mean, it's very, very simple. I feel like they don't put a whole lot of, and I guess that's kind of their whole thing is, minimalistic and stuff like that. Put you guys on to zero sugar Snapple. This stuff is so good. I've been trying to, drink less sugar. And I discovered these with my fiance at Costco last weekend, and they're delicious. So, but nonetheless, we are back to knife content. And here is the Drift LC. So you guys can see it has I believe this is G10, just a textured G10 with kind of a diamond pattern. Of course, it has the 4 holes for it's kind of quiet carry's little maker's mark. It has black and blue striping down through there. And then on this side is a titanium frame lock. Beautiful milled titanium pod clip this is very similar to what they have, if not the same thing that they have on the 9 that I checked out. And this thing is awesome. It works well. I mean, it's deep carry, goes to the butt end of the knife. Looks to be a backspacer right there. I like the milling on the top of the scales. I will say right away, this knife is a little bit heavy. I'll have my computer here and I'll be able to give you guys some full specs whenever I do my full review on it. But it definitely has a little bit of heft to it, and I was not expecting that. There looks to be no internal milling on the lock bar side. There are a few little pockets on the show scale side, but that is a pretty thick slab of titanium. I'm not saying it's heavy, but it definitely is substantial, and I definitely noticed it, pretty quickly after I picked it up. But it is dead centered. Of course, you have a holder for deployment, and right there you guys can see LC200N. Then right there, quiet carry. Give it a flick. Flies out of there. No blade play. It's very comfortable. It's definitely a bigger knife than I expected. I knew about this, and I had looked at it on the website, but I guess I never looked into specs. It is a nice, simple drop point style blade. Comes down to a nice thin edge. Blade stock thickness is, I'd say, medium, kind of right in the middle somewhere. Plenty of lock bar access on there. We'll see how that works. Ooh, drops. Middle finger flick. I think this knife is on, it's on bearings. It feels very similar to how the 9 felt. You can tell, kind of quiet carries, builds and how they feel. And it feels very similar to how the 9 felt. And that's a good thing because I love the 9. I still would like to get one of those in the collection. But thumb flicks very well from Lefty. It does have a lock bar insert. You guys can see there by the screws. But middle finger flick works well. Thumb flick works well. It is a pretty snappy detent. You guys can hear it snapping back into place. But fires out very well. I like the texturing on the G10. I kind of wish there was a choil to choke up on, but there is none. But it's very, very comfortable, very ergonomic this way. So yeah, it's a cool knife. I will say it's not blowing me away like I thought it would, but I definitely have to give it some time and let it grow on me a little bit because I really do like quiet carry and mostly all their products. I have a few of them, and I really like the ideals and the designs that they have going on. Fit and finish on this is top notch. Good flickability. Overall, pretty solid knife. So this is the quiet carry Drift LC. And then next up, we are getting into this giant box. So this will be probably a little bit longer of an unboxing, but that's okay because I have plenty of knives to show you guys. Get that cut as my phone falls. Sorry about that. My tripod's kind of getting towards the end of its life. It doesn't hold, doesn't really have much tension anymore. And granted, it was like a $15 tripod from Walmart. So I think for, it's got me pretty good so far. But, all right, this is a large box. So, all right, so this is 3 of the newest QSPs and 3 of the TACCOM OTFs, which is formerly known as tack knives. So piece of paper. I think this came from Dawn when he sent it to Rochambeau. But yeah, we're gonna check out some of this stuff off of the duct tape that's on the box. Check out the QSPs first. So we have a Penguin Mini 14C 28N blade, shredded carbon fiber overlay, G10 handle in blue. QSP, Penguin Mini. So I'm probably not gonna handle this one too much because I have done a full review on a traditional pocket knives exclusive mini Penguin with the jig titanium pattern. It's a cool knife, just not for me. There is that shred carbon fiber, deep carry pocket clip, which is nice. Thumb flick. Glad to see they're using 14C on these instead of D2 now, because that was kind of the base steel, I think, for Penguins. It's a cool knife, tall, small, stubby. Like I said, I'm probably not going to do a full review on this one just because I have handled it before and I have done a full review. If I had smaller hands, this for a 3-finger knife, it fits it very well. And I think this is a fantastic little mail opener, sort of, small cutting tasks in an EDC, a great 5th pocket knife, great coin pocket knife. Good action, really snappy detent. I like that a lot. Middle finger flick. So yeah, cool knife, but like I said, probably not going to review it. So that is one knife down. Try to put these back together so I don't have to deal with it later, but probably not going to pull that out of the pack or the box again. Sorry if I'm shaking this desk. I did get a new desk. My fiance and I went and picked up, it was like a combination. It was a small desk with a bookshelf. So they're both black frames with glass shelves and then a glass desktop. We got it for like $60 and I'm going to use a shelf, which I'll probably do I don't know if I'll do a video on it or maybe do some shorts on it. But I am, which I've talked about before, I'm huge into collecting Legos, specifically Star Wars Legos. And I have a bunch in my house that I moved out of, my parents' house. And I didn't have a whole lot of room down here. So we found this on Facebook and we went and bought it. So I'm gonna get all my Lego sets on the shelf and stuff like that. So I am getting adjusted to using this smaller desk. And that is why I am, it's in a different setup. And you can see all my fiance's clothes that she's trying to sell back there, but I digress, I apologize. The next QSP is the Kestrel. It is a 14C 28N blade stonewashed dark brown micarta handle. I'm not really sure what the Kestrel is, so that's kind of exciting. I have seen a new QSP floating around with a button lock, but that is not this one. Some QSP stickers in there. So here is the Kestrel. Kind of a small little knife. You guys can see it has a very sharp Wharncliffe down there. I think it said Wharncliffe. No, it just said blade stonewash. But it has holes back here, which is intriguing. Flipper tab, dual thumb studs, a milled titanium clip looks like with QSP on the clip. We're gonna give it a flick. Flies out of there. Actually, it's more of a sort of a Bowie style blade, which is cool. Clip point Bowie. Sort of has a reflective stonewash, which is nice. Comes down to a pretty thin edge. I'd say medium blade stock thickness. Liner lock, thumb flick, middle finger flick. Try the flipper tab, works very well. We'll try blade play. Smidge of blade play, but not too bad. Lefty flick, lefty middle finger flick, and lefty flip. The flipper tab is kind of stocky, but you get, the jimping I feel like could be a little bit more sharp to catch your finger, but very comfortable. Try ergos. So it's definitely a small knife. I'll try to get specs on everything before I do my full review. I can just get 4 fingers on here and not, I'm a little bit cramped, but it's not too bad. It's pretty comfortable. My hand finds jimping right there. I can also use this sort of flipper choil up here if I want to choke up and do some tight push cuts. But yeah, micarta feels good. I'm not a huge fan of burlap micarta, but this definitely does not feel, you know, it feels pretty solid for the price point, which I'm sure is probably 60, 70, 80 bucks somewhere in there. And, you know, 14C28N, which it does not say, or it does say right here on the tang. Right there, if you guys can see that or not, but feels good. Snappy detent, which is nice. Yeah, so this is the Kestrel. Try to get this stuff again. And I'm sorry, this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, but again, I do have quite a few knives to show you guys. Last QSP is the Lark, so 14C28N, satin blade, red shredded carbon fiber, overlaid G10 handle. So again, I don't know what the Lark is. Ooh, this looks intriguing. So here is the Lark. You guys can see it has that red shred carbon fiber with a filler tab, so you can switch it lefty or righty with that loop over style deep carry clip, which is nice. QSP logo. This is a front flipper with a back flipper, which is nice. It's very streamlined. The blade basically sits in the handle, which is really nice. We'll try the back flipper. Flies right out of there. Sterile blade, which is nice. There's nothing on it. 14C right there. And I like how they're starting to make things sterile using QSP on the pivot. But this is super comfortable. I really like that. It's more of it's a drop point, but I like how it's kind of upswept. Kind of reminds me of like a pocket sword a little bit, but we'll see it drops. All right, so it is a little bit tight. It is locked up very solid though. Drops to the front flip. Ooh, that works very well. It's not dropping the best. I don't know if it just needs maybe some lube. It is smooth. You can see that, you know, you can tell that there is that, you know, droppability there, but it's just not doing it. There is a little bit of lock stick. Yeah, I did not know that this model existed. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of the shred carbon fiber, so maybe if they would make one of these in my Carta, I would consider getting one depending on the price point. But this is a cool knife. This is definitely my favorite out of the 3 QSPs so far. Just fit and finish is really nice. Wish that lock stick wasn't really there, but yeah, definitely gonna have to break this in a little bit and get used to it. But this is the QSP Lark. Now we're going to get to the 3 TACOM OTFs real quick, so try to not be too slow with these. As my phone falls again, this is just a wild unboxing. So this is the Stubby. Right there, comes in hard shell box, which is nice, tacom.com. I'll also leave a link to Don's website, DNK Knives, or in the description down below. Please go check out Don. He is been a nice supporter of the channel. All right, so this is a Stubby little OTF. I believe this is an aluminum body with carbon fiber inlays. Not a huge fan of this type of carbon fiber. It seems sort of cheap. You guys can see the actuator switch right there with a, I don't know if it's milled clip, if you would call that, but it has 2 standoffs, which is kind of cool. You don't really see too many knives like that nowadays, but fire it out. All right, so this has a Best Tech Knives logo, so I'm a little bit confused. Definitely an intriguing shape. You kind of have a sheep's foot style blade right here, drops right off, but it does say Best Tech Knives, which is interesting. This is in 154 cm, says right there. And then over here you have the, I believe this is the TACOM Knives logo, but not too much side to side. Doesn't rattle at all, so that's really nice. I will say this does feel very premium. I'm not a huge fan of like really mini knives like this, but this is cool. You know, it fires hard, it's very smooth, And I really like that blade shape. If this was like a full-size OTF, I think that would be really, really interesting. But this is just small. I can still get 3 fingers on here, kind of a third hanging on the back, or a fourth hanging on the back. Yeah, fires hard, smooth. I love that it doesn't rattle, because typically you get rattles on OTFs. I don't know if it's because of how small this knife is, if that's why. But yeah, this is cool. So the first of the Tacoms is the Stubby. Put that back over here. This might be one of my biggest unboxings I've ever done. Then we have the Vigor V2 right there. Here is the Vigor V2. So again, I think it's an aluminum body. This one looks to have a red G10 inlay, actuator switch, just a bent clip, which I'm not a huge fan of. I feel like you definitely could have put a milled clip on here, or a deep carry clip. There is the Tacom Knives logo. This has a good feel to it though. It feels premium. Try this. Fires right out of there. And you guys can hear a little bit of noise, but I mean, the side to side is minimum, and it does not rattle at all. And I will say, this is really smooth. I have seen other people, I think Kev had some Tacom knives in, some other people had some Tacom knives in. This is really smooth. You have a Tanto style blade, not the thinnest edge, but definitely looks nice. The G10 has a good feeling to it. The aluminum has a good feeling to it. It has really good construction. I wish there was a different clip on this specific one, but it does feel really good. 154 cm on the blade steel right there. Very, very smooth, very snappy. Honestly, these, the first two feel just as well made as Microtechs and Axial Gear shifts and, Guardian tactical knives that I've handled before. And that's saying, I don't even think these are even in the stratosphere of those price points. Which again, I'll have to get full price points and, specs and everything like that for my full review. But the Vigor V2, really nice knife, great size too. I love this, this overall size. Yeah, really kind of impressed with these, which is awesome to, I was, third time my phone fell. I was not expecting to be this surprised by these knives. And then here you have the Nighthawk V2 T Satin. So, all right, and this is, I believe, maybe a remake of, I don't want to say a remake, but this has the side actuator switch. So this is just black aluminum, a little bit bigger of a knife, same bent clip. But it looks like you can maybe get a, I don't know if this would fit like a Benchmade bug out clip, but try the actuator, flies out of there. Again, very minimum blade play and very, very little rattle. These things are built very, very solidly. Again, 154 cm, reverse Tonto, or not reverse, but Tonto blade with sort of this fuller with the blood grooves built in. I'm not big on out the side, excuse me, or OTFs with the side switch. I just much prefer right here. But again, very smooth, very easy to actuate. And I'm just really blown away about how solid these feel and how little they rattle. Like, yes, you guys can hear a little bit, but I mean, it is built very, very solid. Thin finish seems very high quality on these knives, and it just flies out of there. This is definitely a bigger knife, but yeah, this is really cool. So I'm gonna wrap this up now, guys. I feel like I've taken up, I'm 24 minutes into this video, but I unboxed some QSP knives, I unboxed some Tacom knives, and I unboxed a quiet carry drift. So this was probably my biggest unboxing I've done in quite a while. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you didn't mind me rambling on for almost 25 minutes, but I'm gonna wrap it up now. I've taken up enough of your guys' time. Leave a comment down below what your guys' thoughts are on any of the knives that I've handled or just unboxed for you guys. DNK Knives will be linked down below, and I'll try to include Rochambeau's Instagram or YouTube channel and JD for EDC's channel in the description down below as well. Please go check them out. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.